Good afternoon everyone, it's Rachel here and we are doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery Volume 8. So, not a lot of exciting stuff is going to happen in this video. The tacking has held up really well. It's been probably a couple of weeks since I started it because I've been cutting fabric on top because I've clearly been pre-recording my videos as I am in Australia at the moment. Well, I'm not. I'm in Italy doing the video, but when it goes to air, I'm in Australia. So this is episode number 2. And we're still working on our background, and then the next week we start to have our prompts. So what I'm going to do now is I've got my tacking in and I need to do a few rows where all the joins are of invisible stitch. I've shown you a million years, I haven't been alive a million years, a million times before the invisible stitch. And as always, I like to, even though it's repetitive, I like to mention who I learned that from, because I always like to give credit to people. And I learned that from Jude Hill, Spirit Cloth, and I know lots of you know her. So when you do invisible stitch, for anybody who's new, you do a teeny tiny stitch that's almost invisible on top and a long stitch at the back, and you just go forward until you get to the end of your row. I'll put a shorter one there because I want to catch that where they all meet, and then I continue on. And I mean, it's not going to be a very exciting video because I really need to sit and start doing this. It's not urgent. Like, I can probably do it a little bit at my leisure, and I could even start working on the project, even though I might not have done all of my attaching of my background fabrics, because I'll just do the area that I'm working on and just get it done slowly because it's going to be quite big. And what I'll do is, when I get to the end, then I'll come back and do another row and then another row until I've sort of arrived to where the underneath fabric ends, if that makes sense. So the top fabric is here and the underneath fabric ends about there. So I'll probably do 4 rows. And it makes your fabric really, really amalgamate together and very, very strong. So we just go forward like this. I'm probably going forward, what is that, a centimetre, a bit more than a centimetre. Just being careful too, just making sure my fabrics aren't puckering or anything like that. I put my hand on it like that, and then I'm pulling it with my other hand over there, and I can see that it's flat. That helps. There's about 2 centimetres. It's not meant to take that long. You don't want to go down in the same hole that you came up. You need to go down next to it. So really this is what preparing the background is all about. And I'm wanting to keep mine in the spirit of the inspiration for our project with Pam Garrison is working on the light background, and I'll be adding my colour on top. Now some people are using different things. Of course, it's your project, so you know, do it the way you want to do it. But for me, I wanted to have a light background and use sort of scraps and more hand towels that really weren't being used anymore as hand towels, or may never have been used as a hand towel, or you know, bits and pieces of recycled bits. So I'm just going to do a few stitches here. Maybe I'll just do 3 rows. I probably don't need to do 4. I'll come down a bit further. and then I need to turn around and come back the other way. Might catch that bit there as well. Okay, so turning it around. Now it's a very funny shape too, mine. I haven't attached all my bits yet. Now I've lost where I am. Where am I? Oh, I fell down off the table. Okay, here we go. So you can just see there, but it actually ends up giving it a bit of quite a nice texture. But a lot of this is going to have more stitching on it, so it doesn't really matter whether you can maybe just slightly see the stitches. So maybe also try and be careful not to go into my tacking stitches, or I won't be able to pull that out. I have done that before, but you know, you just tug it, eventually it comes out. Just gonna, I don't want to bunch up. I prefer to hold it like this so that I can see that it's not bunching, if that makes sense. I'm doing my stitches a bit further apart now. It's a bit less awkward this way. I won't pull out my tacking until I've done a lot more around it, because I don't remember where I went. Whether, you know, this could all just be here, but I could have done some of this. So if I cut all of that, then that's all going to come out and it's not stitched yet. So the tacking is the last thing that you deal with. Whoops, unthreaded. It shouldn't take too long to do it. Probably an evening sitting watching the TV, and you will have, so for what I've attached so far, if you see your tacking coming loose, it's probably a good idea to get cracking and do your invisible stitch, or whatever stitch you're doing to hold it all together. You could, I mean, I'm not machine stitching. I did that on the original one, and I'm not machine stitching. I hadn't discovered Jude Hill yet. Oh no, maybe I had. I don't know why I did the machine, but I wasn't. You know, I was in the beginning. It was in the beginning of my stitching life. No, I don't have a knot there. Yeah, so I only really needed 3 rows here. Possibly if nothing was going to go over the top, I might have done another row. So you can see the little things there, and I'll do another one over there. But we've got to finish this row first. Now also here, even though I'm catching this because I'm going right to the end of this fabric, I still will come down there and stitch that. So there's no gaping bits. I probably might even overcast that one. We can do that after. Okay, so my storage filled up and it stopped me recording. And so you missed all of it. So I finished there, and then I came over here and I did, you won't be able to see it because it's beige, but I didn't overcast stitch. So I'll show it again somewhere else, because there's a few spots. I just wanted to capture this edge because it's a nice finished off edge of the hand towel or the napkin or whatever it is. And so I may not cover it all. So let's just, there's another nice edge of the napkin over there. We'll go and do that. It just means I get a bit more done. I haven't done my invisible stitch here yet. I just was showing you on some edges I may do overcast stitch just to hold it down. This might get covered quite a bit, so I wasn't worried about that one so much. But over here, this is another finished off edge. So, and it doesn't overlap quite as much, so I'll probably only do one row of invisible stitch, but this edge here I'd like to catch with overcast stitch. So it's just where you go over the edge and on in through the edge of the other fabric. And now I'm probably going to have all kinds of dramas. quite a long way, this one. It's a bit easier just to have it down on the table and do it. Let me double check I'm recording because I don't want it to happen again. Yes. Now, if you're having trouble having it lay flat, then it is a good idea to make sure you don't have any bits underneath, or you'll be stitching it all onto itself, just to keep it flat. Can we just not have knots every stitch? Now I can get my hand in there a bit easier. The sun's starting to come around now. I hope it's not bothering anyone. Nice fabrics to stitch through, not having any finding too much resistance or anything like that, which is good. So this is going to be another one that's hard to show the thing in full. It's big. Oh, nearly there. It's going to be good. And then I would have to come back and do invisible stitch to catch that edge. I was having a big long conversation clearly by myself because I did a whole other one and was not recording. Chitter chattering away. Can't remember what I was talking about. Nearly there. And then I just wanted to show you one more thing and then I'll let you go. Okay, then I'm going to come around the corner here. And I have to do a little invisible stitch there because that, look, that goes down there like that. So I'm just going to make sure I can see where I'm going. Like so. Catch that, and then I'll come back down and end that off. And I'll go back later with a longer thread and do the invisible. I don't want to stab myself again. Okay. Right, now I wanted to show you one more thing. So that's stitched on, that's good. Let's get this all bulk out of the way. So here I've got this multiple area with the join. Bearing in mind I haven't stitched this yet, I thought I might add some pale fabrics. I'm putting it this way because I think my monograms are going that way, so I guess I will have a direction, although it doesn't really matter. Maybe I like it that way. I may not have directions, I may change direction, but I'm going to put that there for the moment. And then I thought I could have this, just a piece of script out of my pink and green, and then this. I thought I might put that somewhere. I think I might canter them on, and maybe have that down there. Canter them on, and just have, to start off with, some pale fabric here, just in this section. I'm not going to go too far and add any more because then we're going to have prompts. But I just thought where there's some junctions and things, I might have something. I'm not going to put anything there yet, just in one area, because I don't know how it's going to evolve. But I think I would like to do that. So there's a thought as well. I can't remember if I mentioned, yeah, I'm sticking with the light background with little bits of embroidery here and there. Just little bits. Because then I'm going to be adding, of course, my own embroidery, other vintage embroideries, probably all kinds of stuff is going. All kinds of things are going to happen. Right. So I'll pin that there. I can even do, stitch those on, and then all of that under there, even though it's not stitched, will be canted, and it will be very secure. So that is my video for today. Hopefully recorded again. It was probably a bit longer than that, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you're up to, and have a great day. Bye.